Welcome to the Doctor's Show, where doctors drop the white coat and talk real. So today we have with us Dr. Kamal Kapoor, who's a leading ophthalmologist of India and a very fun personality. So let's hand over to Sir.
Hi, my name is Kamal Kapoor. My actual full name is Kamal Bandhu Kapoor. Bandhu means a friend. Kamal is a lotus, and friend of the lotus is the sun. So I try and shine in life, my own personal life, my professional life, and life with my friends and known tos. I dabble as an eye surgeon, as an inventor, as a DJ, as a software hacker. I design websites, I do graphics, I do Urdu poetry. I try and do whatever I do. And my motto of life is to do 100% of whatever I do. If I'm doing 99% of whatever I'm doing, I'm not doing it. So if it's 100%, I'm in it. If it's 99%, I'm out of it.
Wow, that's so amazing. So what's your source of energy behind all these things that you do in life?
I think my source of energy is loving the person who's with me in the mirror when I'm brushing my teeth. So if you love the person who's brushing his teeth with you in the mirror, you will be full of energy. And the trick is to love your everything, your bad points, your good points. When you do that, you love the world. Because if you hate something in yourself, that's what you hate in people around you. But if you love everything about yourself, you will love everything about everybody. And if you love everybody, there is no loss of negative energy in the system. And all you have is positive energy.
Beautiful. I think that's a great, insightful message our audiences can take from you, and you're an inspiration to all those who are tired doing one or two things, but Sir can give you motivation to do a lot in life. So, Sir, we have drafted some fun questions for you as an ophthalmologist and a DJ. So, what's harder, calming an anxious patient or hyping a crowd as DJ?
I think it's a very, very, very interesting question, and it's very close to my heart. Even in my organization, when there are most maximum upset patients, they are sent to my chamber. The reason being, if you get agitated with the patient is not going to come down the rope. So for getting somebody down the rope, you have to be below energy levels to that person. So I enjoy talking to anxious patients. I try and get into their world, understand their realities. And 99% of the times, the patient is right in his own perspective. The problem happens when the doctor thinks he's right and the patient thinks he's right. So there's a rift which is created. First of all, the doctor has to drop his guard and take off his holier than thou coat. Sit with the patient, get his word. 99% of the times, you will realize that the patient is right in his perspective. All you need to say to the patient is, I understand your problem. And my understanding doesn't mean I'm wrong. My understanding means I understand what you're going through, and I will do my best to solve this problem for you. Now, coming to the music part, they both are same. If when I'm playing the music and I get agitated that why is the crowd not getting the vibe I am in, I will not be performing to my best. So I come down or up to the level of the crowd and shift the gear of the music to what the crowd wants, and then it starts playing. So I believe this is a beautifully framed question. So rather than you making people tune to your tune, how about dancing to their tune? And then all can dance together.
That's beautiful perspective and best way of executing it, I guess. So the next question is, which medical instrument has the most DJ energy?
I think I'm an anterior segment surgeon. For me, it's a chopper. The way I can mix with my console, use all the buttons on the console, use the jog wheels or the keynotes or the flangers. I use my chopper the same way. For all the people who've seen me operate, I only use one instrument in my whole surgery. I just use a chopper. So my chopper becomes a dialer, my chopper becomes a flipper, my chopper does all the things. So I feel for me, it's my FICO chopper, which I've designed myself. It is the instrument of my playing music, especially when I'm doing cataract surgery.
Amazing. So if your medical career was a remix, what would the title be?
Well, that is something very, very interesting. I remember when my son was 6 years old, I was called to the Parent Teacher Association meeting, and my son's name is Vyom. So V is last in the classroom alphabets. So as I entered, there were 4 teachers waiting to meet me, and I met them, and they said, Dr. Kapoor, we've been waiting to meet you because before the PTA meeting, we asked Vyom, what does your father do? So Vyom said, my father is a DJ, he's a theater artist, he does Urdu poetry, he hacks website. Oh, he's also an eye surgeon. So that is my remix of life. Whatever time I get, whatever mood I am in, that is my song for that time of the day. So if it's my surgery time, I enjoy doing surgeries. If it is my OPD time, I enjoy cracking jokes with my patients. I make a fool of myself. I play the joker even in the OPD. I make fun of myself. I make patients laugh. Even old people come to my room, even if they're angry, unhappy, I make them laugh and leave the room. So that's my playlist. When I'm sitting in the car, I'm putting on my headphones, I'm thinking about my next gig, which I'm going to do, plan my next DJ song. I go home, sometimes I just open a journal, I plan the next article I'm going to write in a medical journal. So that is the remix of my life. Whatever phase or state I'm in, I'm playing that song for that moment.
Amazing. So one more question. A moment when your DJ brain completely took over during OPD.
Okay, it's not a moment. A lot of times it happens when I'm really enjoying a surgery and there's very good music playing in the background. A lot of times my OT technicians make videos of me because once I'm waiting for the change of the instrument, my shoulders are moving and my eyes are closed. And as I'm being handed the next instrument, I'm actually in the zone of enjoying the music and also enjoying the surgery. So it's not a moment. I think in a surgical stretch, 2 or 3 times every day, I get into that zone where I'm a DJ and a surgeon in the same space and the same time.
Sir is a living example of how you can enjoy even an eye surgery.
I think it's not enjoying an eye surgery. The dictum which I feel the present generation, which includes my son also, my son is 22 years old, what they miss is nobody is living in the moment. Yeah. We are either living, carrying our past, which is a baggage, or we are anxious about the future. The reality is past is gone, future has not happened. What you have is the present, and this is what we all miss. So what I do is I live in the moment, and that fleeting moment I try and get the most of it, and that is, I guess, another reason for the source of my energy.
So sir, one song that represents corporate practice versus individual practice.
I think this is a very interesting question. I would say that I started as a single practice, then I went into a group practice, then I started a corporate practice. Now I run an organization which is approximately around 900 people and around 60 surgeons working with me. And now I'm going to be merging with another organization which has got 5,000 people in it. So I guess I've seen all. I would say the song is मैं जिंदगी का साथ निभाता चला गया, हर फिक्र को धुएं में उड़ाता चला गया. एक बहुत अच्छा शेर है ज़ौक़ का. वो कहता है कि तुम लिख कर लाना हर अपनी तकलीफ को एक कागज पर. तुम लिख कर लाना हर एक तकलीफ एक कागज पर, हम सिखाएंगे तुम्हें उसे जहाज बना के कैसे उड़ाना है.
So beautiful, sir. Have you ever judged someone silently by their playlist?
Oh yes, I do that very often. I am an avid observer of master DJs. I'm not a trained DJ, I've learned it myself. So I learn a lot from good DJs. So a lot of times when I'm in a club and I'm not playing, you'll probably find me somewhere behind the DJ or on his side and watching his moves, some special tricks. And sometimes I do end up judging a DJ and it keeps changing. Sometimes if I've gone to the next level, then I feel this guy is not good enough. And then I see a person who's better than me or who's got some master moves in DJing, I envy that person. So yes, I do that very often. I do that mostly when I'm observing a DJ. I'm evaluating them and trying to learn from them.
That's amazing. So we got a rapid fire for you. What would you prefer, stethoscope or headphones?
I didn't prefer a stethoscope. I always wanted to be a surgeon. So I guess the answer to this would be headphones.
Okay. OPD rhythm or DJ rhythm?
Both. I enjoy both very, very well. In fact, you'll be surprised in my OPD, a lot of times there is a background music playing softly, but not your regular Hindi music. It's a lot of times a tech or a house music. It's playing in the background. It keeps me relaxed. It keeps my patients also. A lot of doctors feel it's nice to look serious and very, very significant. I actually become more vulnerable in front of my patient. They should relate to me as a human being than some god. So it's good idea to have some music playing in my OPD while you're relaxing and the patient is also relaxed. So that works for me.
Beat drop or lunch break?
I am not a person who actually looks forward to lunch. I just have it because the time is there for lunch, and I usually sit with my doctors and I have lunch, and so I go for lunch. But otherwise, yes, beat drop.
Amazing. So, sir, we have framed some really finish the sentence fun prompts for you. So, being an eye doctor is like?
It's like a roller coaster ride, and most of the times it's on the uphill.
Beautiful.
When it's down, that's the time you actually don't like it. So when it's going up, you like it. So being a doctor is like a roller coaster. Sometimes you do get down, but then you come up again.
Great. I wish patients understood that.
I wish patients understood that after all, we are surgeons, and I always tell the patients that I'm a surgeon. I can give you what you have. I cannot give you extra. Yeah. So the example I have is कि सपोज आपकी आंख में 90% रोशनी है तो वो 90 थी, वो 10 मैंने रख के किसी और को नहीं दी, भगवान की तरफ से उतनी ही थी. बट अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम पेशेंट्स थिंक दैट यू कुड डू बेटर एंड आई हैव नॉट परफॉर्म्ड वेल इनफ. सो माय सिंपल एग्जांपल टू देम इज आई एम अ कारपेंटर. आई कैन मेक यू अ गुड बेड whether you can sleep well on it or not. I don't give sleep. I only make a good bed.
Beautiful example. So the one thing I hear every single day in OPD is
खुजली होती है. All patients after surgery will come to say कि डॉक्टर कपूर विजन इज वेरी गुड, दिखता बहुत अच्छा है, पर ये रड़कन क्यों होती है? So now I have tried the trick. While I am finishing the surgery, I tell the patient कि पहले कुछ हफ्ते तक थोड़ी रड़कन होगी. जैसे आपके आँख कुछ हाथ में ऑपरेशन होता है, जख्म होता है, थोड़ी खुजली रहती है उधर, ऐसे आँख में भी रहती है. So after I've started doing that, my headache has gone down. Otherwise, all the patients and all eye surgeons will agree with me. You do an excellent surgery. Patient, the first sentence is open. बाकी तो सब ठीक है डॉक्टर साहब, पर चुभन क्यों होती है?
Oh God. What's the most unexpected thing a patient brought to your OPD?
Oh, this is interesting. This happens very often. You operate patient for one eye, and they all say, "Doctor साहब, ये तो ठीक कर दी, ये क्यों खराब कर दी?" Suppose I've operated the right eye, so they don't understand. पहले दोनों आंखों में ये ज्यादा खराब थी, तो इसकी सर्जरी पहले करी, ये उसके मुकाबले बेहतर थी. So the patient thinks ये अच्छी है, पर ये खराब है. जब इसकी सर्जरी हो जाती है, तो ये अच्छी हो जाती है. जो पेशेंट इंटेलिजेंट नहीं, वो कहता है डॉक्टर साहब आप बहुत चालाकी करे. क्या हुआ? डॉक्टर साहब इसको ठीक करके आपने कोई अंदर से घुमा दिया, इसको कम कर दिया. सो आई टेल देम कि वो कंपैरेटिवली में वो कम लग रही है, बट किसी पेशेंट को समझ में आता है, किसी को नहीं आता. सो दिस इज वेरी इंट्रीगिंग.
So how do you deal with them who just can't understand?
See, a lot of times I just sit with folded hands and I tell them कि माँ मैं ऐसा है, जो कर सकता था कर दिया. इस आप मेरे पास इस आंख के लिए आए थे, मैंने इसको ठीक कर दी है. अब आपको ये तंग कर रही है, खराब कर रही है, आपको लगता है मैंने खराब करी है, ठीक है, किसी और से जाके ठीक करा लो. पर जब मुझसे ठीक करा लोगे तो भी ये भी ठीक हो जाएगी. किसी को समझ में आ जाती है, किसी को नहीं आती है, बाकी भगवान भरोसे.
Great. What's the funniest home remedy that you heard for us?
Oh, this is interesting. I've had patients who are putting प्याज का रस in their eyes to take care of cataract, and then I finally identified that there are a lot of people who go on morning walk with प्याज का juice in their bottle, and they do it as a social service and put eye drops in all old people's eyes in a morning walk club, saying कि इससे cataract ठीक हो जाएगा.
Why would someone do that?
So a lot of people are putting प्याज का रस in their eye to treat cataract.
Like there are a lot out there who do this.
Yes.
Oh my God, unbelievable. If I could rename one eye condition to make it sound cooler, it would call?
I think Kala Motia is a very funny name. And most of the times patients do get confused when you say word Kala Motia. The name is very sonorous and very bad. So I don't know what name it could be. But glaucoma is a good word. It sounds technical, but जब patient को बोलते हैं सफेद मोतिया, काला मोतिया, patient को लगता है दोनों same ही है. Whereas काला मोतिया is far worse. Kala motia can make you go blind forever. So I wish somebody could reinvent the name for Kala motia.
If you would want to give a name, what would that be?
I'll have to think of it. It doesn't come to me straight. I've never kind of thought about it, but yes, I always think that the name is very confusing for the patient. Kala Pani, maybe.
Kala Pani, okay. If I could make one eye care rule mandatory for everyone, what would that be?
Be happy, exercise every day, take care of your diabetes, and splash your eyes daily with clean, fresh filter water. I think that's best.
Great. My go-to stress buster after OPD is?
I love talking to my team and staff and my doctors. So after I finish my OPD, sometimes I just go into my doctor's chambers. We have a lot of chambers in my hospital. I take a cup of coffee, sit with all of them for 1 minute each and keep carrying my cup of coffee to all the chambers. And that's my stress buster because I get to hear what they encountered during the day. There's a cross learning. I tell them how I handle patients. They share what problem they had while handling patients. So I think it's a stress buster and a learning exercise, and that's a great bonding between the team. So when you talk to your fellow associates, you act like, yes, you are one of them and you're not the boss. It gets a team to be very strong and good.
Amazing. So lastly, what's the most satisfying part of eye surgery?
I guess to see the smile on a parent's face, see a smile on an elderly patient's face, especially patients who had been said no at various places due to complicated situations. I still remember I operated a rickshaw puller's son after a cracker burst injury, and it was a very complicated case. He was refused at a lot of places. He couldn't afford the surgery. So in my organizations, we do a lot of charitable surgeries for poor patients. So the tears in the mother's eye when the child, they opened the bandage and the first thing the child went for was he picked pen from my table. So these moments when you see that patients who walk into your OPD trying to look for a chair to sit in, and then after surgery, they walk straight, confidently, pull the chair and talk to you. Elderly patients who come with walking sticks blindly into your room, somebody leading them to your chamber. And then post-surgery, they come with the walking stick, of course, but then they're looking at you, smiling. So those things are the biggest rewards.
Beautiful, so beautiful. That was a really insightful
Thank
information.
Thank you.
And lastly, for our patients, something they find very confusing is, what can they trust more, the word of mouth or the word of internet?
See, I'll tell you, internet is what we are throwing into the system. I do a lot of IT. I have a team of copywriters who work for me on the internet and social media. Audience have to realize that internet is giving you what you're asking from it. If you want to ask people dying because of aspirin, guess what? You'll get maybe 10 lakh people died due to aspirin. So internet is going to give you what you ask for, and what you ask for could not be the reality. Suppose I ask the internet how many people go blind because of LASIK. Guess what will Google tell me? How many people went blind because of LASIK? But do those numbers actually happen in practice? No. So the right question would be, how safe is LASIK? And then Google will tell you it's 99.9999% safe. It's safer than crossing a road. It is safer than flying an aeroplane. But so internet is what you ask, it throws back at you. So if you have a wrong question, you get a wrong answer. So a lot of times people will be laid off or weighed off, stayed away from the real conversation. So don't trust the internet. And if you have to trust internet, ask the right question. You have the right question, you'll get the right answer. You ask a wrong question, you'll get a very, very jarring answer. So the classical example, you say people dying because of consuming crocin. The crocin is one of the most safe medications. But if that is the question you ask, the answer you get will be how many people consumed crocin and died. But in the percentage of total figures, that will be minuscule in decimals of percentage. So You have to trust internet. First of all, trust your own intelligence.
That's amazing, and I
Thank you.
think our audience can use this information always.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the information, sir. It was
Thank
really
you.
nice having you here.